Jake's voice, actually.
Well, it's kind of.
Diablo what? That's
No,
that's
no,
a
it's like
time.
more along that line, I think.
I actually...
To me that sounded like American teen girl.
Oh,
All right, fine.
I actually had a
That's
dream
what you
that
want.
I played Diablo
don't be such a booby.
with you, Jonas, and
What?
I think Sheep also played. And you kept asking me if I wanted to join, and I kept saying no because when I played Diablo, when I was a kid on PlayStation 1, I was too afraid to open the butcher's door.
Did you play the game in English or in Danish?
English.
Oh, okay.
I was so scared when he opened.
Fresh meat.
Yes, fresh meat. I was like, oh no, run!
I like the goat guy in the basement. Hey, Grimith.
Hi. He was faster in multiplayer than in single player too.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Sorry, things happened though. I imagine it's actually a good thing that things happened this week because I'm an hour ahead and you guys haven't had daylight saving time yet.
It's true.
I thought that I was an hour and a half late, and I was like, no, wait, I'm in the future, kind of.
Yes, you are. How is it like in the future?
Well, you'd have to tell me because you guys are even further into the future.
Mm-hmm.
The future is grand, so full of opportunities.
We're living in space over here.
For this week, though, it worked out. I apologize.
Looking out of the window. The future is a dark place.
Dystopian.
Someone take space.
The sun has disappeared from the sky.
I'm glad to hear you guys got started with important things.
We did. We considered starting, but then we thought, we'd have to have someone recording it. So.
Yeah. Wait, so then I was setting up recording?
Yeah, so we're waiting for DDS to set up his recording.
Let's talk about how we're going to sacrifice this Gizral.
You have to have someone record. No, it's terrible.
We need to keep it up.
Yeah, does need to be documented, clearly.
People need this.
I need this.
I guess I'm not losing viewers over it like the whole politics game we talked about 2 weeks ago, so... that's a thing.
Politics.
I guess I could turn my recorder off now.
Alright, well, if everyone is here and everyone is ready and everyone is connected, let's get down to it, I guess. Who wants to do the recap?
Not it.
Not it.
No,
I already did it a couple of times.
Last session, we underwent a most glorious dungeon crawl. It started with landing on a dock, it appeared, and a land full of mud and chaos, where everyone turned against his brother. No, but more seriously, let me see here. We landed in the ruins of Volsenstadt, on the Isle of Seven Horns, which, of course, is completely covered with mud, for reasons. And we disembarked from our glorious steed, a mechanical submarine, which we thought was perfectly safe to just leave the keys in, because who the fuck's gonna drive the thing away? Come on. In our glorious expedition, we encountered problems. There was, of course, every single reason in God's green earth to make Zen paranoid. Because, he needs reasons. And as it turns out, we found this body of, like, a huge aberration that was dead, which made him freak out even more, because if huge aberrations are dead, there's gotta be other things that are alive, because what killed it could have been natural causes. That never happens in the Azothir. And sure enough, there was perhaps, like, its unbegotten offspring or some shit like that, and we naturally killed it. And there was even more offspring of it in the fountain. We killed that. And, exploring around, the rest of the ruins here in this main Vosenstadt, was kind of a scene from No Moria, where everything was just blasted and desolated, like Mad Max. All we needed was like a Thunderdome, and driving around for fuel, we would have been good to go. After finding absolutely nothing of value, except for a vast path full of mud and insects, leading us to the Grand Observatory, we decided that we hated ourselves, and went that way. And truth be told, it was a good thing we hated ourselves, because Zen, who was paranoid, got ill, as did Ivy. But eventually we reached the Grand Observatory, and slept inside of it. When we woke up, there were more bad things to kill. More offspring that apparently could somehow sense the concept that there might have been food in a location where they couldn't see it. Then we had invisible creatures that were fighting over a Skisroll artisan. And after they were dealt with, Ellie turned on like the fucking sun, the Underdark sun with massive charisma and a 20 on a diplomacy check. And, the shouting and yelling and the pocket watch finding. There were undead. And a gnome who was very upset about his research being ruined because, it's probably our fault. We are drow. Maybe an ancestor somewhere along the way ruined his research. He's got a grudge. It's probably legit. And we dealt with him. And we have a 500-pound telescope and an observatory full of ichor and mud to go back through the mud. And that's where we left off. Maybe a day, maybe even more, with dreams of returning to mud.
Yeah. Yes, if you wanted to bring the telescope with you, I said you probably need like 2-3 days or something like that to pick it apart and to categorize everything and then, safeguard it for travel, basically. So assuming that you did that, you are now more or less packed up and ready to go. The telescope is on, some sort of makeshift sled, probably made from the debris in the tower, something like that. And you are, yes, about to set out from the observatory, unless you want to do something else here.
Just for the purposes of rations, 2 or 3 days?
Yes. 3 days.
Oh, all right.
And Ivy is attacking the Skisroll.
Yeah. They're fighting to death now.
Okay.
Now I'm just checking so her second is gone. Which it is.
Alright. Yeah, let's drag this thing down.
Okie doke.
Roger.
It's not as hard to walk down as it was up.
It's easy to get down, usually.
Just
You always get down.
jump and tumble.
It's just a matter of condition after
Exactly.
it has been gotten down.
I'm glad I checked the log of Skype messages I missed and look at Boobquake from Wikipedia. What the fuck?
The fabled boobquake.
And all the
The ancient Azathyr disaster.
Exactly. The age of boobquake. Oh.
I asked the god of Zan what happened to the city of Watson-Stat.
Yeah.
And he just said, "Boob quake."
Yeah.
And shuddered. Well. Yeah, let's haul this thing to the submarine.
All right. Well, then you start making your way down the mountain again. It is arduous on the way down, and there's still a lot of flies buzzing around, so everyone needs to make a fortitude save on the way down. Yeah.
I hate you so much, Jonas.
Also, Sakari?
Yes.
Okay.
Reroll.
Oh, good.
Gonna
What
have to
did
use
I get?
the third reroll on that. Reroll. Woo!
More rerolls.
Just pile them on.
Oh, it's
Uh,
like the Trislin, it seems.
The DC is 13.
Thank
Oh,
God.
good.
There we go.
Fucking flies. I hate them.
Yep. If you
Who would have thought that there's flies in the fungal jungle? I mean, come on.
Fungal flies.
fungal fly. Oh, it's the worst. Yeah, if you failed, you are sickened for.
Don't think anyone failed, actually.
I did.
Rankala. Okay.
Right, but he's Rain Kalar, so
2 days.
great fortitude might be the feat to get. you certainly can't trust the roll, it seems.
The fighter needs great fortitude over, like, iron will.
Clearly.
You inherited Jake's to hit rolls.
Except I moved them into my saves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
went to the Jake School of Fighting.
See, DDS, you thought you were clever getting your additional trades feat. Should have gotten some that allowed you with saving throws.
Clearly.
All right. Well, you make your way down again to Vosenstad. Let's grab everyone.
I guess that's my penalty for making up for not puking back in Zan.
Yeah. Where's your
Maybe
fucking
you're
filter
allergic
mask
to-
here? Mud.
To fungal flies.
Maybe. It is certainly not very nice, that's for sure.
And upon reaching the dock, we notice that the submarine is gone.
Yes, there's a small note that says thanks.
Ivy, and then we see that she's gone as well.
Yeah, she's been gone all this
She
time.
ran off with this Gizral.
And here I thought she
Somebody
was sick.
happened.
It was all a ruse.
Yeah, she's clever.
Making it.
Clever girl.
Right. There might be
Like a
something of
raptor.
interest or value on Skytouch Mountain, since I think that's actually like the closest part to the ceiling. Might actually really be able to see the ceiling from that, but if that involves
Touch
more mud, yeah. It's a bit further southwest than the Grand Observatory.
Our map has like a pool up there.
Yes, there seems to be a sort of lake marked on the map you looked at on top of Skytouch Mountain.
Super dangerous. But you know that hasn't stopped us before.
Right.
I mean, in some way it would be, decent of us to at least sit off this Gizral on the mainland. I mean, we kind of want to get him home.
Right. You know, as long.
How long we want to hold him around?
Well, we've
Question
also
is,
got
are we coming back to this island?
I mean, we're hauling around other useless shit too, like the bat. So I mean, why not keep?
You know, you're not wrong, but I'm still angry.
It can fly now, though, right? So
Yeah, it shouldn't slow the party down at least.
Shouldn't slow the
Zin
party
would be
down.
angry at comments like that because he sees potential and not a pet.
Have fun convincing the dire bat to go inside the submarine.
only outside, right?
It's gonna fly after the submarine.
Or fly.
I think we might move.
Like
I think
swimming.
the submarine might move faster than the bat.
Yeah.
You have to go
Probably.
very slow, of course.
No,
Get like a rope and tie
Slow.
a rope to the diabet in the
not
submarine.
happening. Maybe we run out of fuel and just sink down.
Oops, we accidentally left the bat behind. It couldn't keep up with us, guys.
Such tragedy.
Oh man, I can't believe it. This is the worst.
Oh no, and really, I can't
Mary
even turn
would be
the...
happy if we left Miku behind, so she kind of gets Zin, although she thinks her pet is a little more intelligent.
Miku blinks with his big eyes, looking around.
Yes, you
My
bitch.
pet is better
I
than yours.
agree.
Exactly.
Oh,
So,
So yeah,
so should we stay for a while and go look at more of the island, or should we?
I don't think so. I think that, with our super quick submarine, we can be back later if we want to. But we do have more urgent matters to take care of for the time being.
Like getting rid of this goddamn...
Telescope.
It's just slightly heavy.
They knew how big it was.
See, my only concern is
That's all.
taking the Skisral to the city of Zan. We'll have to leave him outside unless you want to have a diplomatic conversation with him about that, man, guy.
Eleanor will ask Miku if he thinks it will be a big deal to bring Skizral into the city of Zan.
Miku kind of frowns and looks at the Lord and says, "Yes, the Skizral are usually," sort of looks around, "killed on sight." Looking at the spider that sort of skitters and moves about a bit.
Eleanor nods. I suppose we can leave her. It's a male or female.
It's a male, you think?
We can leave him in the submarine.
Skizral blinks and looks around and sort of blinks again, looking at the submarine. It seems very perplexed.
Oh, yeah. We don't need to explain ourselves to it. It's just a worker.
He said it was an artisan.
Artisan.
Yes, that's
same
Fancy
thing.
worker.
Exactly, a fancy worker. Get your hoity-toity manners and pack him into the
He's
submarine.
essentially a gnome.
Elinary judges servants and numbers of legs. So this Gisral have a natural bonus.
Maybe you can train this Gisral to operate the submarine. Like, imagine all the buttons you can press.
In addition to the +8 on climb checks, they have a +8 on Elinary thinks they're a servant checks.
Exactly.
They have bonus to the relationship modifier with Elinary.
There you go.
If he doesn't get it with other people, they get it with her.
Bonus to Elinary faction score.
Yeah, exactly.
That's been running for the past 100 years.
Yep. It's
not a lot of people who are positive, I can tell you.
Bad scene in that list.
A lot of kill on sight. Well, yeah. So we actually would like to go back and get the lizard at some point as well.
Yeah. See, well, what we could do is we could actually take care of the Skisroll first. We could swing by and just dock up at the East Bank. And, I mean, the telescope is probably going to be okay along the submarine.
Who's going to run off with the telescope, right?
Every predator is going to look at that like, that ain't fucking food. The ooze is going to look at it like, that ain't fucking food.
Ooze. Like, oh, that's food.
The rust monster comes along and, delicious.
Because they're just wild in the fungal jungle. There's enough metals to sustain them.
I figure that the herd of rust monsters probably won't wander around here since, you know...
Herd? Oh, God.
There are a resource we'll unlock in Book 2. The herd of rust monsters.
If it can be baited into
I'm thinking like that we trade them with the others. Like we go on rust monster raids.
So we train every high level like NPC that comes down. We will stop your evil. Oh God! It's a herd of rust monsters.
That's why wood is so expensive down here.
It's true.
It's the only defense that actually works.
Rust monster stampede.
So yeah. Although you did joke about leaving Elinary alone, so she could take care of herself. I figure we can just, we want to grab the lizard. We could actually meet up at the East Bank, and then, I guess we can go up to the city of the Skisroll.
That might be a good idea. And then leave the telescope there, and then we can come back and get it.
Yep. And, spend all that extra time going back down to the East Bank, but, things happen.
Okay.
It'll probably be fine.
Probably.
Then you pack in Skisroll and gnomes and mushroom people, and you basically the bat, I guess, you shove in there somehow, and
shove is definitely the right word.
Yeah, the bat is not particularly pleased, but
neither is Rillinid.
It kind of squeaks and
screaming.
Yeah, it screeches and kind of panics. Starts destroying the furniture and stuff. But yeah, it can be contained in like a spare room. Larthak
is Zin's quarters.
Larthak is more quite suspicious at first, but turns out to be quite interested. He skitters around and pokes at different things and mumbles to himself in his weird language. And he seems to be mumbling things like small exaltations of like wonder and like curiosity and like strangeness, like he has never seen anything like this before, and he seems to try to sort of understand how any of this works, but he seems to kind of fail. I mean, he's not an engineer.
Right, he's an artisan. He probably paints.
Exactly.
Elinarian acts as if she knows what everything is, but it's too important to work with it.
He did say that he was out gathering pigments in the jungle when the pale hunters caught him.
Yeah, I imagine like he makes date, silk, something like that.
Yeah, it's quite possible.
He's a spider. He probably does something with spiders.
Probably.
Hold still, white spider. He holds like one of his many legs up with like a thumbs up,
Yep.
Holds like a reference picture up with another leg.
He has a little beret on.
Yeah, a little French hat beret.
Yep. It's like,
This doesn't look like me at
big,
all.
twirly black mustache.
And that's how we ended up here.
It's hard to do with no lips, but he does.
And like an Eiffel Tower of bones behind her.
Yep.
It's like the French version of the Underdark.
Fuck no.
French Underdark.
It's a silly place.
Let's go to French Underdark.
We've got baguettes and overbearing aggression everywhere.
There we go.
Refuse to speak anything but Skizral. As if anyone speaks that language
But
nowadays.
they secretly understand.
Yeah, you get it. They understand it. They just don't want to speak it. Well,
Let's see. Let's
go there.
Let's bring him.
Oh,
Let's go there.
tu ne parles pas français. Oh,
Oh,
horrible.
c'est toi.
Je ne suis pas un baguette.
There we go.
I'm not sure what I said.
Ein Berliner.
Yes.
Yes.
French.
yeah.
Wo ist dein Kind? Der Kind ist in Flughafen. Aber
Now that we've touched base with our European roots, we can
Yes. Our roots.
return then to
yes. Our roots.
Oh, the colonies.
Oh.
There's no need to be
Anyway.
haughty.
Oh, sorry, it's inherent.
That's
Right.
European.
Can't help it. So.
I'm sure Jonas will be able to verify how inherent it is. Yes.
Quite.
Yes, yes, yes.
Forsooth.
Forsooth. We shall sally forth.
All right.
This was like made for 4 gnomes.
It
All
shall
right.
be slain
Horrible.
with. Yes.
All right, Eternal Map Maker. Was it 1510 or 1511 where the dock was?
The dog.
I asked the Eternal Map Maker, not DM.
I don't even see the map. There we go. It's
Probably
somewhere.
50.
So I
I am the creator of the maps. The dock is somewhere.
I have spoken.
It's
1511.
1511.
There you go.
Because
There we
that's
go.
the last one we explored, right?
And it has a little star next to its name. Aha.
Oh, yeah. That's
Oh,
true.
fancy.
When you go to
I
edit,
didn't
then you
see
can
that.
see the notes. Ah.
I didn't see the star, the little asterisk either.
That's
That's why I am the
that was
master.
clever.
Yeah.
You win this time.
That's right. In that case, we're going to spend the 3 hours to travel from 1309 to 1511.
Yep. Boom, 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 boom. And quite swiftly you make it over there, and yes, the dock is intact. It is as you left it. You don't really see the lizard anywhere.
And there go out and call for it.
What
Look
does
up
she?
at the underside of the mushroom.
What does she call? What does she call for the lizard?
Lizard.
Barf.
Barf. All right.
Name is Barf.
Here, Barf.
Go on.
Well,
We got food for you.
well, that's something. He can't barf if he can't eat. So. Well, yeah, poking around for maybe an hour or so, you can retrieve the lizard. It's hanging out in a small hole in the ground. It's dug for itself.
Good. Is it happy to see her? Of course it is.
Yeah, it throws up.
Oh,
It
Sweet.
dug a hole all by itself.
survival instinct kicked in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh well, you can sort of brush it off and then ride the lizard.
Hmm.
As they say.
Back onto your chariot.
Yeah, she clearly needs a chariot.
In the jungle.
Yeah. Practicality is not,
Spider climb chariot.
flying
That
chariot.
there's some sort of gnomish hover.
Flying chariot, she'd be okay with that.
Yeah, there is that spell, like Phantom Chariot. It's basically a Phantom Steed thing,
I
but it's a
know.
chariot.
But fancy.
Yeah, it's super fancy.
Oh.
That's how you make Alaneri happy. You give her one of those.
All right, so
it'll
you fetch the lizard. You have your stuff. I guess you leave the telescope and engineering stuff at the submarine, and then your plan was to go to the Skizral.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do we explore along the way? I mean, we might as well, right?
I'd say so. I mean, is there any reason to hurry for us? I mean, the what's his face?
Then
would
again,
get
I mean, if we get
impatient, I
close to
guess.
the skills
That's
skills
worse.
Rahal have maps of the areas, then it'll be a complete waste of time.
Yeah, I think we could just head straight there, and
Yeah.
then, if they're
We can
not
explore on the
there,
way
then
back if we need to.
we can explore on the way back, yeah.
I mean, we do have a guide that knows the area, right?
Well, Larathak can certainly take you to the city.
Oh,
Good. Take us to the city. I mean, take us to the city.
Larathak seems to, bob and says, "Of course, matron!" And he will skip ahead.
Good.
skitter.
They all sound like lackeys.
Because the ground is ice.
Exactly. Yeah, he will definitely lead you towards north. Then it's basically up here. All right, let's see. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hexes to travel.
Full speed.
Full speed ahead. Well, it's basically 30 feet. Yes, which means that you take 5 hours traveling through a hex. I think it was, if I remember my list correctly.
It's 45 hours.
45 hours, yes.
Almost 2 days.
We of course don't hunt during this time, so I'll remove some more food.
Ah.
I think that would take 3 days.
Probably yes. We're not gonna.
Probably 3 days. Huh?
Yeah.
Is that 6 points of food, right?
3 days. Let's see. Yeah, sure. 3 days.
That's the sound of effort right there.
Yeah, that's I can live with that. I can live with that number. You're going at it quite viciously, but you press on, and 3 days later, 3 days through the jungle, it is a relatively uneventful 3 days. You're keeping high speed. You don't really look around or look behind you or look anywhere really. You just press on. You can notice a few pale hunters at a time, sort of flying over you in the dark, sort of screeching, but they kind of pass. Possibly as your party was kind of too numerous for him to try anything.
And too weird.
That's just strange. Yes, but shortly you arrive at the case of the Skisral. When you start to get closer, Larathak will turn to Eleanor, possibly, who he has identified as some sort of matron.
Sure. Some sort of matron?
Yeah, he's not. He's not.
Does he
perfect.
say that?
No, he's not perfectly sure exactly how this whole thing works. He, assumes that Drow is, of course, female dominated like the spiders, because that's clearly the only real way of doing it.
Yes.
And he will turn to her and say, "The caverns of the Skisral are deeper inside another cave system. It is something of a labyrinth, matron. But I shall lead you through it."
And I assume, of course, they will have a problem with Miku coming.
He sort of squints at the mushroom man. "We do not usually invite such creatures into the caverns, matron."
But would it be a direct problem?
Sort of, glean.
He is in my service, after all.
Excuse me, my throat is acting up. He says, "Perhaps some dispensation can be made for him then, matron. but I would advise you to keep him very close. If he wanders within the caverns, he might very well meet an unfortunate end.
Yeah. He looks to Miko and says, stay close.
Miko nods, grabbing his glaive and looking about.